warning to my cat for meowing too loud.
Welcome to the Baking It Down with Sugar Cookie Marketing podcast. We are a few days removed from our very first boot camp. But before I get into there, what is Sugar Cookie Marketing? It is a group that's on Facebook, 50,000 members in
49.9.
Yeah, and not counting.
Because the reason being, we are paring down inactive members.
Yeah, the group's been around 4 or 5 plus years.
So sorry for what's about to happen.
That's all right. 5 plus years, that was a long time. And in the baking industry itself, it's very transient. People are coming and going at all times. The problem is they're still in the group, but they're no longer baking. And if we're making it marketing, there's a ratio of an engagement rate to active members to non-active members. And our goal is to end up in more feeds. So we've got to trim it down.
Yeah, I think it's a pruning season for Sugar Cookie Marketing Group, because what we want is when you come there and ask a question, the people who are answering are actively selling. People who sold in the past, sold in a different economy, in a different market that is not the same today because everything's constantly shifting. People who sold just 5 years ago wouldn't have used TikTok.
Also, I want to say, even in the last few years, 3D printing's become quite available. So when you're asking someone, how much would you price this at? They don't know to ask the questions. Did you buy the 3D print file? So you saved money?
Yeah.
It's just a different world.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Lots of hashtags now, no hashtags.
Yes.
Discoverability. AI being something that... So anyways, we're paring down inactive members. That means you haven't commented or posted, you haven't posted ever, and you haven't commented in the last 30 days, because that's all we can see.
Yeah. I've removed people who haven't commented or posted in 5 years.
In 5 years.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think there's
but
too much
we're looking
lost.
for active members.
If you want to join and you want to be active, you can join us at Sugar Cookie Marketing Group on Facebook. I think we still have the URL, sugarcookiemarketinggroup.com. We'll take you right there.
I think so. But you might be saying, what is this word boot camp that you're talking about? And we did our very first boot camp.
Corey loves to skip my other 2 boxes in our new outline.
Love
What's
to
coming this month in the Sugar Cookie Marketing Group is the photography boot camp, which we're going to talk about because Corey's biting at the bit.
Boy.
We have the AI collab coming in the middle of March.
I have secured my cookie cutter, so I've just got to get to wipe it. You gave it to me printed.
Oh, I did print it. I did print it for you. And we have an Irish icing cookie class kit I'm working on now. It is stupid cute. We'll talk about that in a second. The quote of the week. Amy actually had a good quote, and I should go find it, but I didn't remember it before I typed this. Jim Brown says, discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment.
Yeah, discipline.
Discipline sucks.
Oh, it's the worst.
I've been reading a book with Ash, and you could read it too if you wanted. Been listening to it, I'm so sorry. Called The Dose Effect, and it's all about dopamine. And he said this, the challenge. So each chapter, there's a challenge to try something more that forces your brain to create its own dopamine versus relying on social media. Yeah. And it was to go to the gym without your phone.
Oh.
No music.
Typically, I don't use music at the gym.
You just you're just
no,
with your
it's
off?
Because my husband is there. So I don't want to, if he's yapping, I don't want to be like, oh, what did you say? So I don't.
Are you guys chit-chatting?
Chit-chatting the whole time.
Oh.
I'm asking random questions.
Interesting.
Like I'll be like,
when he's doing a set, what do you are you spotting?
I'm spotting. I am being useful.
Corey goes to the gym as a marriage saving tool.
What's crazy though, speaking of discipline, Heather did notice I was looking rather fit this past
I said to Corey, are you kidding me? We had our little sister's birthday on Saturday, and we were hanging up tinsel. I don't know what you call it. Little decors. And I was like, this. Do you have the formation of a thought of a 6-pack? And she was like, oh, I've actually been really working on that. And I said, you son of a gun. You're going to make me. Yeah. You're going to make me go to the beach and not have dopamine. So anyways, I'm still plowing in desserts.
What I have learned, though, from discipline is it's not an overnight success. It is so hard to show up and see nothing happening, whether it be in your business, whether it be at the gym, whether it be with whatever goal that you want. And it's the small incremental changes that add up over time. Marketing, me and Heather love to say that, if marketing happened right away, everyone would be millionaires. Everyone would be doing it.
Oh, yeah. If it was easy, you would never hear from us. Because it's not easy. It's consistency and it's struggle incrementally over time that is the delicious reason why you could start a cookie business today and still take over a market, because what worked 5 years ago doesn't work now. And if somebody's stuck 5 years ago with the effort they put in 5 years ago, they'll never get the traction that they would have gotten then. We talk about it. Some creators always call it first to market.
Yes.
The creators who were first to market on TikTok got all the followers right off the bat.
Yes.
Wow.
They did a little dance number.
But now you can't, and Corey's tried dancing. You can't get the immediate followers. So the strategy constantly changes. And that's the beauty of it. That means that we can all enter in.
Focus.
This is a real estate group of people.
That means we can enter in the market at any time. It sucks for people who've been there for a hot minute and you're like, well, I've been here for so long. But here's the thing. It's always ebb and flows. And that is the great thing, because if you ever took a break from your business and came back, it would still be good. But it's keeping those of us who have been in the industry for a while sharper.
Yes.
We can't rest on our laurels. It can't just be like we posted one time last year and we're good to go. It's everyone staying sharp, and it's just getting sharper.
And the minute you feel comfortable with your marketing, Meta redoes pages.
AI comes.
AI comes. I was reading an article yesterday. Of course, the head of AI for Microsoft, fully biased, said 26 months our jobs will be replaced. Let's hope he's wrong on that one. So yeah, what we wanted to talk about is we had our first ever Cookie College Bootcamp. That was our strategy for 2026 is monthly bootcamps, and we were a month behind and $1 short. But no, because it was creating a whole new product. And with anything that you want to have value, you got to put a little elbow grease into it, and it was a learning experience. And I really liked how it turned out. So I think that people who attended loved it too.
So Heather has named it the Cookie College Bootcamp, but you don't have to be a member of the Cookie College to attend this bootcamp. It is just honestly showing you a little bit behind the curtains of what you could expect if you signed it up for the Cookie College.
And at the end of the bootcamp, you have the opportunity to sign up. So the bootcamps are only $13 unless you're a Cookie College member. Then they're included at no cost, and we'll host the bootcamps monthly. So our first ever bootcamp's out the door. It was teaching in-person cookie classes, and this was Corey's final words to me. She said, make it worth their time. Make it feel like they can't live without it. And I said, shoot, that's a lot of work behind that one sentence.
It was easy to say, hard to do.
Challenge accepted. So we had this boot camp lasted 3 full days. However, we got people into the group a week early. I want that to be more around 2 weeks early.
I agree.
We can zhuzh.
When you said group, I want to say there is a boot camp group, and it's outside of the Cookie College group. And that's what a little bit was confusing. And now me and Heather know.
We're getting our messaging straight. Yeah. So I'm so sorry. Let me do the back end.
Yeah.
The Cookie College Bootcamp is a pre-recorded 2 to 3 day module that exists on thecookiecollege.com. So you'll buy your pass to the boot, you'll enlist in the boot camp, and at a certain day you'll get an email that the first module has dropped. So you go to thecookiecollege.com/login and you can access those modules. Now this one had 3 days of pre-recorded, ending with a live Q&A, which has also been uploaded to the membership. After a boot camp, you have 7 days to retain that content before it archives to the Cookie College. Now, in addition to that, because why not have a community component to it, there is a Cookie College Bootcamp Facebook group, and you get access to it when you pay that $13. Did I mention? If you sign up for the Cookie College, you get $13 off, so you get your money back.
Yeah.
That said, in the Bootcamp Facebook group, everyone who joined, remember, it's included in the Cookie College membership, but I wanted the people who really wanted to learn to have to request to join this group, because they're already in their own Facebook group and they can ask any questions they want. But this group was, post approval is turned. Nobody can make a post but me and Corey. And within that group, it was only hyper-focused content. So in this group, it was only content about in-person cookie classes.
Yes.
And everyone showed up. We had about 250 people in that group, and the conversation was a-flowing.
It was a flowing and a going. Here's the thing. If you're a member of the Cookie College, you might be, why wouldn't you just host it in the Cookie College group? Why create another group? Great point. That is where the discipline comes in.
I know.
I want you to want it. If you just have access to stuff and it's never, that's where we take screenshots and we forget about them.
Me?
Yeah, coming back to it, never come back to it. Every Monday in the Cookie College, I host a Monday morning roll call where we just go over a topic for about 45 minutes. I do create an outline for it for myself, and people were like, why don't you just give us the outline? Because if I gave you the outline, you'd never use it.
I know.
It's showing up for your business, it's showing up for yourself, it's showing up for your goals. And that is what we're trying to do, is put a little pressure on you to get your goals. Because We and Heather are only successful, and the Cookie College is only successful when you go after your goals. It's not going to make you a millionaire by itself. You have to show up for your business. And the boot camp, and it being in its own little tiny group, it's just putting the pressure on you to show up for your business. Now, the great thing about the boot camp, it resets every single boot camp.
So I booted everybody on Sunday. The boot camp got to boot. And now it's going to switch over to our next boot camp, which will be sugar cookie photography. But I want to focus on the boot camp we just passed because I thought there was a lot of great content in the group. So you guys know what the boot camp is. It is a component of the Cookie College. It's not replacing the Cookie College. It's being added to the Cookie College. And all the other memberships stay the exact same. Mm-hmm. So it's just something extra. Someone's like, well, we can't, the Cookie College is gone. No, the Cookie College is growing.
Yes.
So that's what it is. We told you what it entails, and it's located at thecookiecollege.com, but it's also this additional Facebook group, which I thought was the fun community component where I got to ask a lot of questions. We did a lot of polls. We did a few memes because it's me. And then we did a lot of prompts to kind of have everyone talk about their experience with cookie class, because what works for me and Corey isn't going to work for somebody in a rural area, and it isn't going to work for somebody on a military base.
Yeah.
So it was really awesome to see some other people's ideas, and some of them was like, shoot, I'm going to steal that from you.
I know. Fantastic. It was great because there was so many people involved, about 250, that it was like a meeting of the minds. When you join the group, you don't have to be active. You can be a silent lurker, but you do learn more and get a lot more feedback when you are active and contribute to the questions. Heather is posting the prompts. So she's asking the questions, what's something you change? What's something you do? What's in your goodie bag? And you can go through the comment section and kind of get ideas and add to or detract from what you're already doing to make you more efficient, more revenue, a better, bigger, badder in-person cookie class. Bigger.
And they explain the cost. The boot camps are always $13, and if you sign up for the Cookie College, you get $13 off, so you get your money back. That is our way of saying thank you so much for jumping on in. You seem like a great fit. So day one, we focused on setting up an event and then creating a marketing campaign around it. So there was 2 different modules that each were about an hour long, and I did a screen share. I set it up through Eventbrite, and I'll tell you guys why I like it. It's because Eventbrite is its own search engine, but it also has the ability for people to subscribe to my organizer profile.
Yeah.
So, which is so funny. I was creating a dummy class just for I created a PDF so you could download it and have the instructions on how I set up class. And then at the end, I had to click publish, so it logged it into the PDF. Did. And it was just a dummy class. It was just a class. They got a class included in their boot camp, and it was a fruits class. So I clicked publish, and it, hitherto immediately deleted. And we had all these people were like, oh man, I went to go sign up for the link doesn't work. And it was because they were subscribers to my organizer profile, which in the second module on marketing, I said if I could fill up a class with everyone who's already taken the class, that's what I would always choose, because they're dialed in, they've already done the learning curve, they know exactly how this all works. So that was what we did on day one.
The great part about day one is I saw before we launched this, most people had concerns over how to market their classes. Mm-hmm. There's no one way on how to market classes. There's many ways. And Heather just showed you what Eventbrite does for us. It does take a fee, so you could host your own tickets on Square and things like that. There's no one way to skin this Mr. Munch, aka a cat.
We needed skinning today.
But what it just tells you is using Eventbrite was a way to also market, because it's helping you remarket. So there's a give and a take whenever direction you go in with the class. So it was interesting to see what people were doing, if they went the Eventbrite route or if they went their own route.
I see pros and cons of both.
Yes.
But as for me and my lazy house, Eventbrite we shall be. However, I totally love that people keep that money, because the fee isn't cheap, right? It's percentage plus cents.
Yeah. The great part about the bootcamp is Heather takes you step by step on how to set up an event on Eventbrite. So that was kind of nice. Hand-holdy. Heather told you the ins and outs so you could just follow along.
The bootcamp got an extra class kit, the fruits class, fruits and frosting. And in there I write the copy I used in event listing. So we use that copy when we filled it out for stuff. So that was the first module. Second module, because we have so many people in the Cookie College who also wanted to take this boot camp, and their biggest complaint was, I struggle with marketing. Instead of just telling you how to use Facebook Planner, I really wanted to show people how to use this strategy, and this will be its own boot camp later this year. Content silos or content buckets married with content types, which that's overwhelming the way I said it, but we used Whimsical to create a board to kind of demonstrate what the idea was in a physical representation. I may include that in the Wednesday newsletter so you guys can see it too. But what we did is we created 6 content buckets for promoting classes. So it was talking about what they were decorating in that class. It was talking about class setup. It was talking about class location. It was talking about reviews of past classes. It was different types of that. So we came up with 6 of those. And those will be unique to yours, but you could always use mine as a jumpstart. Then we came up with the content types, which is story, live, post, text post, reel, video, things like that.
Yeah.
And so you can marry the content bucket with the content type to create a lot of really interesting content. And I said, take this theory. You have 6 people who are going to sign up for this class. However, none of them will be reached the same way as the others. So if I have somebody that was going to sign up because they got my newsletter, then I'd have to create 5 other channels for the 5 remaining people.
Just for an example, I don't look at people's stories. I'm a consumer and I don't like going through stories. So you wouldn't be able to reach me if your number one only marketing space was posting to your stories. I would be unreachable. So that's why you have to think outside of yourself and into the minds of other consumers on how they consume content.
Yeah, and when you take that 6 individuals that can't reach the same way, it kind of forces your hand to see, okay, if I made this newsletter sign up, then I have to try Reels. But if I do Reels and somebody signs up, then I have to do a post on my page, right? And Instagram, I can't forget Instagram. And what if I have TikTok, or what if I use community groups? So it was really kind of helping you really flex your brain, expand the thoughts of what campaigns are. Yes, the Cookie Class Kids provides the photography, and it even provides the social media captions. But I said, this is just a jump start when you're in a pinch.
Yeah.
You still have to have theory behind it. And I said, if you approached this every 2 weeks with a 6-week marketing runtime, and you did it consistently over a long period of time, I think you'll never have to cancel another class once you build your foundation. And I told them, we've been doing this for so long, I can get lazy about it, which allows someone to gain more market share.
It does.
But it also allows me not to have to do so much footwork to sell out a class. That was day 1. And then in the group, we talked about, we did a poll as to how many people had to cancel cookie classes. Tons of people. I'm going to scroll down because I would love to read that answer a lot. We had a lot of, I was making 4 posts a day, so there's some good content here, buddy. There's some good content. Scrolling a lot. Oh yeah, first, here's one I did. On the average, this is 85 votes. How long do you think cookie classes are on average?
I want to say over an hour and a half.
No, 2 hours was 95% of people. And I had them round up. So if you even did an hour and a half, you're going to end up at 2 hours. But if you did 2 hours, you're also good. So 2 hours by and large, we had 1% of people voted 4 hours. I would love to know what you're teaching. And 1% of people voted 1 hour.
I would say if you did like a mommy and me class, that would be a 1 hour. Me and Heather, even though we aim for an hour and a half, it does go over. So I can see us having to allot an hour and a half to 2 hours for a class to be from beginning to the very end where we're closing the door behind the final person.
Yeah, I should have. I wondered if anybody factored in like setup and cleaning, and that's how you got to the 4 hours, because we would be around 3 hours if we did setup and stuff. Here's another poll we took, 111 votes. Have you ever had a canceled cookie class? Which one do you think is the winner?
Yes.
Yes, by 58%. Yes, ma'am, I had to cancel. 18%, no, I haven't had to cancel. And 24% said I actually haven't started teaching yet.
Oh, that's so great. Okay, but that's great. And here's the thing. The reason why the boot camp is good is because you need to consider, if you have to cancel a class, how is that loss of revenue going to affect you? How can you come back from it? What does your terms and conditions look like?
And we did talk about that in the event setup. And I told them, nobody's going to read this. But if they needed to read it, we could go back and reference that. So that was a day 1. I really liked it. Day 2, Corey and I had gone to my mother's house and created a makeshift class. And the module 1, we talked about the supplies we used. And in every cookie class kit, you get our list of supplies and some alternates. Things we learned, things we wish we knew, why we do the weird things that we do. That's what we went through in module 1. And in module 2, we taught each other a cookie class. So we stood in front of the TV and we taught a class, but then we broke the third wall to tell you, this is why it sounds this way. This is why we do it this way.
It wasn't monotonous, as in we're not saying, okay, Corey, decorate the next step, but we showed you exactly what the setup looks like and how we go step by step using the PowerPoint. The great thing is, if you attended this boot camp, you did get a PowerPoint and access to the Frosting and Fruits class, which was a fruit themed class. I think it would be great to kick off the summer. It was adorable.
I was saying, by all the people who were mad but the link got deleted, we should probably teach it.
So it just takes you step by step how we teach a class and how it helps the PowerPoint is great because it helps us move people along so that class isn't just going over and over. We addressed how we deal with slower people at the decorating and what we do to kind of bring them back into the fold and hurry them up. We also showcased the different avenues that we have to show you the step-by-steps. So whether it's the class playlist, the PowerPoint, or the floating 3D cases.
Now, in the class contract, I have it pulled up because we created 6 worksheets for this just to help you guys plan your your calendar better, your class configuration. And the class contract, here's what people think about. This is what I don't think people always think about until they're like, shoot, I wish I had that in my terms. Payment, no shows to class, and the cutoffs for that. Age restrictions is a big one. Age restrictions plus people who are with the child. We require them to purchase a ticket as well.
Yeah.
So no spectators. Refunds versus credits. Like, so if you want a refund, we don't refund after 7 days. We turn into a credit, move to the next class. If we have to cancel class,
Yeah.
You know what? That's like attendee minimums is a big one.
It is a big one because you are dealing with the customers. It's not cut or dry. When you shake that, I am shaking over here.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, sorry, guys, for the little...
Sorry.
There's no earthquake in Virginia. It's just my leg.
When it comes to having to cancel a class or having no shows and things like that, you're dealing with maybe the 4 people who did say they were going to class, and you're having to cancel class because you didn't get your maybe minimum of 8 people. Those 4 people do matter. And there's no cut and dry way because how someone's going to react to a canceled class, whether, they brought their friend in from out of town specifically for your class, how are they going to feel? And how can you overcome that? Maybe, bending your boundaries.
Which we always say, terms are there for you to bend if you want, but they're also there to protect you if you don't want to bend.
Exactly.
Some of us aren't flexible like myself. Attending minimums, though, a lot of people were learning how to teach their first class, and I said, make your minimums really low. If it's 3 people, that's an easy way to learn.
Absolutely.
Then we have allergens. Love to tell people there's allergens. Do not want any sticky fingers or closing throats. Sickness clause, if they're sick. We used to call it COVID, but now I've switched it because now people just have a runny nose. Eventbrite used to cover fees if you used COVID, and now they don't. Photography release. Big one. I like taking photos, so I say it when you sign up, just the photos. However, someone's like, good or not, no problem. Weather policy. I think it's a big one. It's going to snow on Sunday here, possibly, maybe a foot, maybe a half an inch. We just don't know. And then ticketing fees, because I use Eventbrite, there's ticketing fees. But remember, there's processing fees. And you should know if, your payment processor charges fees even on refunds. As money enters and exits an account, it's typically charged more than once. So make sure you understand what that is. The class contract, that was included with the supporting text in that boot camp as well. And then finally, day 3, I went through remarketing to class attendees, and we added from our past campaign, the campaign promoting the class, what we'd do with those. And I was really happy with my strategy here. So I'm actually going to read some of that to you.
Okay, I would love that.
Corey said she loved that, even if she wouldn't. And this is stuff that actually you and I do a lot,
We and Heather said that if we can have a class filled of past class attendees, it would be a remarkable win in our book. I love when old class attendees come to a new class because, one, they know what to expect and they liked it so much they're willing to experience it all again. They oftentimes do bring somebody with them, which helps me market because I don't have to do as much. They're doing my marketing for me, and they're easier in class because they know what they're doing now. Because I have trained them the first time, now they know what to expect the second time.
So with every class, we send out the final email. I have it scheduled to go an hour after they leave the front door. So I use Google to schedule that out. And it gives them a link to the PowerPoint, which, it's included in those class kits. I actually give them the link to order the cutters if they wanted to get them from Sweet Pink Olive. And then I give them the upcoming classes link. So
which is
that
fantastic.
way, if you already took the class, we can get you in the next class. Then you should add their emails to your newsletter segment for, hey, this person came to a class. And then within your segmentation, you can likely use tags. Like, let's say the tag would be Easter. So that way I say, who came to my cookie class? Who came to my Easter cookie class?
Yeah.
And then next year I can say, hey, guys, we're having another one.
A lot of times, unlike me and Heather, who have a page for our classes and a page for my custom orders, you're going to probably not do it that way and just have everything under one house. So you're going to have your custom order people, you're going to have your pre-sale people, and then you're going to have your class people. Having a segmented audience will help you have a higher open rate when it comes to your classes or your pre-sales or your not muddling the message so that they're like, oh, there's nothing in. I didn't buy from their pre-sale. I don't care about their pre-sale. I just want to take classes. Like,
it helps with open rates, and then it helps with spam reports.
Yeah.
We talked about this in the day 3 module. Add members to a private Facebook group, which Corey and I have been testing in the last, and it's only had 27 people. But I said that would sell me out of 3 classes.
It would. Only see 10 and it's slow growth, and that's like the whole discipline thing. You should have seen me when there was 2 people in there, and I was talking to myself and Heather.
You got to start somewhere, and then 27 people. If we add 2 per class, that was a lot of people.
Here's the thing. You're not going to add, if you have a 10-person class, not all 10 people are going to join that class.
We're lucky
it's
if we get 2 or 3.
little bit every single time, but growth over time. Here's the one thing I also suggest. You can't abandon it. Just because there's no action in that group, I'm still posting to it.
Corey does?
I do throw 2 to 3 posts a month in there, tell them
just
what I'm doing.
Just to keep them active. Yeah. That way when we do have, and I said to people, that's where I tell them, join the group, because if we need a BOGO sale, because I can't sell a ticket, you guys are getting it first.
Yeah.
And to give them first access to classes. Again, less work to sell down the road. I like to upload the photos to our Facebook page and our Instagram. That way I can say, go look at our Instagram. 1, it's great marketing, but 2, it gets the class attendees to have to go to Facebook to find their pictures.
Odds are, once they click to Facebook, if they didn't find us there, maybe they found us on Eventbrite or in Google search. If they go to the Facebook page, I would say 50% of the times they'll like and follow it, so they can either see more content, they can go back and reference the photo from the class. So it's a great remarketing tool as well.
And then I add the pictures to the website, and I update the classes. That way, when people come to buy a class from the website, which redirects to Eventbrite, they can see how fun it is.
Yes.
It looks fresh content too.
Yeah. Back when we taught during COVID, everyone had a mask. So to have just masked photos when people have masks, no one's wearing masks anymore. Right. So it's good to update and refresh those things, especially as you add new content, new classes, things like that.
And then like I said before, I give the new class, I give it to the private group of past class attendees first. They feel like they got something that nobody else got, which I like. And that is how we remarket it. So let me go back to my list. That was day 3. And then it ended with a live Q&A. Turns out Corey was working on the content for her pre-sales class, which will be April's boot camp.
Sorry.
And she had her pickup day for Valentine's Day. So she's doing a pre-sale boot camp. And we're using the holiday of Valentine's Day because we got to make the content ahead of time. But through that live, she was in and out, hawking her wares. So it was her cookie pickup. But we had I think we were there for about an hour.
Yeah.
Taking questions from the group. So we had the members in the group ask questions, and then they were commenting during that live, and that was uploaded to their bootcamp materials as well. After the bootcamp wrapped up, they got a free fruits class. They got the 6 worksheets. They got our supplies list and our downloads and the copy.
The contract, which was
huge.
Contract.
And then they also get access to content for 7 days, but they get 7 days to upgrade to the Cookie College for that discounted rate.
Yeah. So regardless if you join the Cookie College or not, the end goal is for you to say, I really like this content. I do want to join the Cookie College. And our thanks to you is getting it at a discounted rate. So if you sign up, that discounted rate continues as long as you are a member of the Cookie College. If you're like, I like that boot camp, I don't necessarily need the photography boot camp because I'm happy there, but I like a pre-sale boot camp, you can always come back and join us. The group resets, we remove everybody, and then you come back on the boot camp that suits you. There'll be 12 this year. So they're going to cover a myriad of things. The pre-sale one to me was great. I learned a lot, so I can say a lot of things I do again, a lot of things I don't do again.
The next one's photography. I like that one. Corey, I'll be recording her, but she'll be doing staging in a couple different ways, and she'll be doing a couple different devices, meaning a higher-end camera and an iPhone.
We're going to focus mainly on the iPhone because I know that's what 94% of people are using is not the camera. I love a camera option, but the cell phones are so advanced now.
Corey did this really interesting thing, and I know I'm spoiling it a bit. She took the same photo with her expensive camera, which is what, $3,000?
About $4,000
with the lens. And then she took it with her iPhone, which is the new iPhone, right?
It is the
orange one. 17. But I cannot tell the difference. And then we showed my family on Saturday, and they could not tell the difference. So the capacity within iPhones is right there. And then you have to add post-processing, which is going to use Lightroom.
I want to demystify photography for you. I don't want to make it so complex that you're like, wow, that was great. I liked what it looked like, but I don't think I could do it. Yeah, I want you to be able to do the basics, do the foundational things. I want you to fall in love with your photography so that you choose that over maybe something like a background deleter or using AI for your photos. I want you to fall in love with your photography that you're like, I don't think I could let this go because I like it so much.
Right. And I'm excited for that one. So I'll put the enlistment details up on the website here this week. I've been trying to catch up on the ever-loving, very, very cute St. Patrick's Day class we have for the Cookie Class kids. That's also included in the
Let me explain. The class kits also got reworking. Everything me and Heather did this year got a reworking. They all said that they loved that they had beginner classes, but they have so many at this point. Love that.
36 beginner classes.
Plus the fruits class, 37. So that's a lot of beginner-friendly classes that you can always pick from. Me and Heather have taught the same Easter class for 5 years now, and we'll teach it again.
Awesome. That rogue egg is always nice to see you coming.
Here's what we decided to do this year is do a little bit more advanced class. Not so advanced where you're like, wow, I don't even know how to do this. This is intermediate. So you're going to have maybe an extra icing bag color. Maybe we're going to focus on, line work. Maybe we're going to have one consistency that's a little stiffer that we can work with. So we had a very fun January class, which was a winter warm type vibe. So we had a mug, we had a sweater, we had a tree with some snow on it. It's definitely not Christmassy. You could teach it through all of winter. Now that we're coming out of winter, we had our Valentine's Day class, which was a lot of cute bows are the theme now. So you saw bows throughout it.
January was snow and sugar. February was love letters. And March is Irish icing.
Yes.
And these are our intermediate classes, which means more colors, a little bit more intricate designs per the request of the peoples.
Yeah.
And I got to say, I'm so sorry. Irish icing is the cutest one.
It is very, very cute.
I'm obviously still got.
I want to say a little bit the staging helps, which we'll learn in the
little
boot camp.
Leprechaun. He's so cute.
He's very cute boy.
And then there's a green and yellow rainbow, but he looks Celtic.
He looks Celtic.
There is a clover, and he's got some nice little doodly dads on him.
What is the advanced part here is you'll be making these transfers ahead of class, and Heather will provide the transfers for the pot at the end of the rainbow, and you'll be making that before class and bringing those to class.
Well, thank you so much for telling me I need to make that as a transfer.
It's in there.
Okay, I have it
and
your document.
Everything is in there.
I usually do make these into transfers for the transfer club. We have a big pot with some lettering on it. Lucky.
Yeah, just easy. It it doesn't have an outline, so everyone's lucky will look a little different.
I like it though. That's always to me intermediate if it has text on it.
Yeah.
We have a little mustache, but he has some line work on him. Then we have the world's cutest elf. Leprechaun.
Leprechaun.
Tiny man. And he has a little clover on his thing. He's very cute. Anything with wide apart eyes.
Absolutely.
Kawaii. Love it. And then we have a pot of gold at the end of a transfer rainbow.
Yeah.
The rainbow's not transfer.
The rainbow is not a transfer.
Is the pot a transfer?
The pot is the only transfer.
Oh, but not his gold.
No. That's actually what's attaching him to his rainbow.
Very nice. This is very cute. I'm working on it. I should have it out this week.
Then the next class after that will be an Easter themed. Very cute, intermediate for sure. But it's going to be as adorable as this.
Someone said, girls, you're very confusing with how you label these classes. And I'll tell you why. If I gave you a Valentine's Day class in February, you would have only 1 week to promote it. Right, because I got to make the class.
Whatever you're saying, I get confused too.
I know. So what we said is we used to call them February's class, but it would drop in January. You should just call it Valentine's Day at this point, but old habits die hard. So I'm calling this our March class, but it drops in February, and then our Easter class will be our April class, but it drops in March.
Yeah.
But just know we try to always give you at least 4 to 6 weeks ahead of time so you can take this content and really market it using the skills you got for the bootcamp. Speaking of the bootcamp, I got a great review from Carrie.
I'd love to hear it.
She said a big and heartfelt thank you. I just want to say my mind is blown by the bootcamp and that you offered it to people for just $13. I learned so much and I really couldn't stop watching. Twins, seriously, thank you so much for your knowledge and for sharing it. I've been doing classes since 2019, but you just gave me so much more confidence in what's actually possible.
That is so nice.
I think it's great. I think we all are like, old habits die hard. I love a habit. I love systematic. I love process documents. But you got to go back and update them with new technology, new alternatives, and just new thoughts. And that's what I really liked about the Bootcamp Facebook group is people had some really cool ideas.
Yeah. Even me and Heather, what our experiences in the last 5-6 years that we've taught classes has changed. Every new class we learn something new, whether it be, a personality type we haven't, come in contact with before, whether it be, a new terms and conditions we'll have to address. You learn something new in every class. So it's good to come back to that. And that actually updated the Cookie College classes one. So they have the most up-to-date version of what we know.
One question I asked, I really like to read the answers. I said, don't gatekeep. Give us one insider tip you use to make your classes 1% better. I'm just going to read some of these. Meg says, like you, I hate spending money on boxes for them to take home. Hobby Lobby had lingerie boxes at the end of Christmas, and I got those really cheap, and they're the perfect size.
Oh, great.
Like those little small boxes?
Yeah.
It says lingerie box. I would love to see what lingerie looks like. Tanya says, I always supply a bottle of water and a coffee station if they would like a hot drink. I love the idea of a photo station. There's some great ideas in the thread. Wendy said, my venue asked that I have 12 cookies, 6 that we decorate together and 6 they take home and get to do later. They really love this. It's included in my pricing, so it's a win for me, but the students love it because they get home, like a built-in take-home box. Kaylee says, I don't know how well you can see it in the photos. I print and put the playlist in a marquee type thing, so it's standing up in front of them, like a restaurant card, but she's got a fancy acrylic one. So those who want to get ahead can, and those who fall behind have something to reference them. Standing them up like this reduces them having to have the space taken up by the card. I really like that idea. And she's done it 8.5 by 11, so it's large.
Oh, nice.
Terry says, I have a sign-in sheet. Some people buy tickets for family and friends, and this is my way to make sure that everyone attends, but also that I get their email for follow-up email, newsletter signups, and just in case I ever need proof that a customer attending a class if they disputed it. A sign-in sheet is a really great idea. She said 90% of the time, another tip, I don't use the playbook printout because I have them bring fans for their cookies to dry and not wanting them to fly everywhere. Plus, I don't want to waste paper. Instead, I create a complete set as well as a blank set with the outlines that they can take pictures on with their cell phones and then take it back to their table. That's a great idea. Tracy said, so many great ideas. Definitely going to use the photo staging area idea. I think my attendees will love it. She said, I always provide a mini cookie to go with the theme and a free bottled water if anyone wants it. I was thinking of printing a take-home practice sheet using the class coloring sheet so they can take them home with their leftover icing to practice. That's great. Actually, email those to the people. I'll give them the piping practice sheet. Gina said, I celebrate when someone masters a set by calling them out and having everyone cheer. I said, I would die of happiness if that ever happened to me. Shannon said, I also include 2 mini-size bonus cookies in a shape that coordinates with the theme. So the 2 little hearts were in her Valentine's Day class. I explain in every class, these are your bonus cookies and you can eat them, you can decorate them, or you can take them home, whatever you want to do. It's always fun to see what they decide. Some people can't help but eat them in class and save them. Now, Victoria said this one, I thought it was funny. It's along the same line. She says, each person gets a bite-sized naked cookie. When I go through my spiel at the beginning, I tell them to eat it so they know what the cookie tastes like without icing. During piping practice, I also tell them to taste the icing.
Oh, interesting.
So a lot of really cool ideas right there. I think some I'd be like, oh, shoot, I want to do this myself. So some great ideas. And that's what Carrie's saying. She's been teaching classes since 2019, but it's nice to see how other people are handling this.
Sure.
One thing I thought was pretty surprising, I asked people, do you decorate with the class, and is it with or without a projector? So we had 64 votes. What do you think the primary answer was?
I think they do decorate with class.
No, 57% of people do not decorate with the class. Of the people who do decorate, between 26% do it with projector and 17% do it but without a projector, which is actually core.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Just the way we set up. And Heather had layout suggestions. One of the worksheets had a layout suggestion. So if you're going to a new venue, how you can kind of master it to work beneficial to you instead of me and Heather, when we first started teaching classes, it was a very cramped room and it was hard to walk around the tables. There was not much space around it. So your layout does matter, and it will matter to the success of your class, because when I can go around and tell people, hey, I would do this a little different. Can I just show you what I do? They do find a little bit more value in class because they're learning.
Yeah, we like it. So the next one we're going to be teaching is going to be on March 5th and 6th. It's going to be sugar cookie photography, and Corey's going to be spearheading that one. She's already assigned me a task. Don't worry about it. And I'll start teeing up the content in the group for that. So we'll get people who sign up for the boot camp and members of the Cookie College membership in about 2 weeks out, and then we'll start brainstorming.
Yeah, brainstorming.
Norman. Just call me that. And I'll have some worksheets for that. So that one will be in about 2 weeks. April, we'll do pre-sales. And in May, I'm putting in my request to Corey. I think it'd be fun to feature everything about 3D printing cookie cutters, from setup of a printer that we'd give away, since you and I both have printers now. And then we would do all the way to designing the cookie cutter.
Yeah, nice.
Press and print. Corey is a printing fiend after my small Halloween class I taught her. I love that we are signed into the same bamboo account because I can see what her little trembling fingers are up to.
Heather was like, oh, sad face.
Yeah, she had a Z-axis rehoming failure. And I was like, bummer. We all have our first homing failure. So that is going to be the strategy. And thanks to all the people who joined the bootcamp for letting us do our first learning curve. Everyone is going to get better. Corey and I said, we should have probably started with live and ended with one. We should have gotten them earlier, and it needs to be explained a little better. So thanks, you guys, and thanks so much for enjoying the content. Okay, moving on. Unless you have something else you want to add.
No, that was it.
Moving on to the gossip call.
Goss call.
So thanks, guys. I posted this yesterday, and you guys showed up. So I'm going to read my first submission. Again, these are completely anonymous. We're not a client bashing group, but clients are crazy.
They are.
So this is a little way.
A little bit.
And it's fun to hear what other people, who we don't know who they are having to deal with.
Yeah.
So this one, all I know is that they titled it The Case of the Out-of-Town Heart Attack. Midway through a recent vacation, I get a message from a client asking if everything was on track for her order for Friday. She got that in italics. After double-checking her order and that it is the next Friday, I calmed down and replied that everything looks good for pickup on next Friday's date. Driving home from the airport on Friday, are we seeing a trend here? I'm starting to turn my business brain back on when I get a ring notification. Then my phone rings. It's the client there to pick up the cake that I thought was for the following week. I chat with her for a few minutes, regrettably inform her that I have no cake, and I tell her I'll see what I can do. Once I get home, I check her order details and let her know that I can perform a miracle and still whip out a cake in just under 24 hours for the party, which is thankfully on Saturday, not that Friday.
Yeah.
She arrives to pick up the cake the next morning, is so overjoyed that she tips me, makes a post, and leaves me a review. It may have been an oops on her part, but I'd rather be tired with a customer for life than have to refund her and leave her scrambling for a backup plan. Now, please excuse me while I go make an appointment with my cardiologist. That was a great one.
Yeah,
that
ended well. One. Way
That's
to go.
an interesting thing. When you dot your T's and cross your I's.
Yeah.
When you do that and it still doesn't work out, but it's the client's at fault, you can say, like, I was like, well, I include a diagram of a calendar and I circle it. Like, how many foolproof ways can you make it when the client is just kind of culpable?
The thing is, the client isn't always right. But when they end up in a community group bashing you, they're going to make it look like they were right.
Yes.
And it's making sure that you approach a situation knowing that social media and thousands of people can be behind the next post, while also making sure one day you're going to have someone who thinks they filled out the form correctly, but you're going to be out of town and there'd be no way you could bake the cake. So it's just knowing that those things are out there.
I can always appreciate a client that's like, this is my fault, but also let me go above and beyond because you went
above and beyond.
And that is going to be a client for life.
True.
For sure. Thank you guys so much for texting in. If you guys want to text in your gossip, it's completely anonymous. I have it pinned in the Sugar Cookie Marketing Group, and I'll post some reminders just about the crazy stories.
Yeah.
That you're like, I want to tell somebody this. There's no reason for me to make a post.
We don't want you to be mean to the clients, but if they're crazy, they're crazy.
They're crazy. Okay, upcoming collabs. Actually, just before we talk about the calendar of upcoming events, I want to talk about the Love Reviews collab because it went really well.
People showed up.
Quick recap, the Love Reviews collab was the third Friday or the last Friday in February. It must have been the third Friday.
Yeah.
I was trying to get them away from the bootcamp, but calendar schedules, right? So the concept was pretty simple. A selfie, you holding a red heart, and the caption was going to say, the thing I love, February Valentine's Day, the most is the clients who show me a little bit of love through reviews. It makes a massive impact. We had this whole copy template that they could use. And we had what'd you feel like, over 100 people?
There was over 100 people participating.
Yeah. Show up, and they post to Instagram. They use the specific hashtag design for that collab. It's free to join. All you have to do is participate and follow the rules, which is just taking that red heart cookie and taking a photo and using the caption with the hashtag. And I saw someone, and she must not have asked for reviews a lot.
Yeah.
Because you got 26 reviews from that.
That's insanity.
And I think, like, if you don't ask for reviews very often, you have a lot of really happy clients who are like, I would love to support you. And when she asked for the reviews, they really showed up. Now, you didn't get 26 reviews, but you were very happy with the results.
I got 5.
That was 5 more. This is Corey. I don't think I'm going to get any. I don't think
I'm going to get a review. But when I've got the first one, I got one. Even if you know, I got one, I'll take it.
I'm the secondary admin on all Corey's profiles. So I was cheering. I said, it looks like you got another one.
5 for me, because I do ask for reviews. Fantastic.
5 is great. And what it did is it timestamped all her reviews
Yeah.
in 2026. So you got some on Google and you got some on Facebook. And now when you go to see most recent review, it's not like that was a year ago.
Yeah,
even though it was just 2 months ago. It was like, oh, she got one this year, which shows activity. Did you reply to the reviews?
I'm going to.
You
I want to give it a little bit.
Spaghetti.
Some of the people were showing up on Friday for their pre-sale, so I want to make sure if they were upset in any ways, they could go and amend it.
I hate her. Thank you so much for this amazing review. So that's because you can edit reviews. That said, I thought everyone who showed up, I hope you guys got reviews, but if not, I know you got engagement.
We got engaged. What was so funny was I actually ordered a cake from a local baker, and she's like, I saw that you asked for reviews, and I need to start doing that too. So it's on top of minds for everyone.
And she left you a review because for some
I
reason
left her a review, and I
I
gave her a cookie, and I said, I'll leave you a review. And she's like, well, if I eat this and I love it, I'll leave you one. So she ate it. Hopefully, I guess she loved it.
Oh, yeah. So the collabs, don't sleep on them. People who do them we always try to say it's not just creating content, it's creating content that's marketing, has a marketing component to it. Because there's just joining a collab, which is flexing your skills. I love that. But these are marketing focused collabs. So we're engaging our audience and we're increasing our marketability. March, we have an interesting one. There's a ton of you guys signed up for it. I'll be so curious how this one turns out.
I can't wait to see what people make.
With the advent of AI and AI mock-ups and the client sending you this cookie that's clearly AI, it's important to set expectations while also not desecrating AI, which is a huge, useful tool. You got those people who are like, I'll never use it. You're already using it. It's built into this phone. It wakes me up in the morning and tells me it hopes I have a great day. So what we did is we used AI, the search in goalpost,
Grade
GPT.
point.
Average. Use chat to create, I feel like Gemini's banana wana, whatever you call it.
Maybe too good.
It's almost too good. So I wanted one that looked artificial and chat generated a bunny that Corey said that'd be pretty difficult. With the bunny,
the bunny has like 3D elements.
You can feel it's AI. You can feel it's
AI. It's got a bow, and the bow is going to be harder to pipe with icing for sure.
So the collab is taking this bunny and remaking it. And that's going to be able to say, hey, client, you're going to say to your clients, hey, this is an AI-generated bunny, and here's how I was able to recruit it. And that's your skill set's going to be different than the next baker's, but it helps you inform your clients that, hey, I can make AI into something, but here's within the limitations, because this bunny's a little too detailed.
He is detailed. Unfortunately, the bunny is white, but it would behoove us if we were thinking ahead to, 1, make him piped. And 2, print him if you had an edible printer to showcase, like, while I can't make an AI, I think I might, to showcase, like, hey, listen, if you're like dead set on this image, I can't pipe it, but I can print it.
Okay, great. That'd be cool if you did that. I think that'd be just great marketing in general.
It'd be helpful for me in the future.
You might be saying, are we just making random bunnies? No. If you go to the event in the Sugar Cookie Marketing Group, go to the events tab, I provide you with the cookie cutter from the bunny.
Yeah, another reason why to be active in the Sugar Cookie Marketing Group, what I saw with the Love Reviews collab, a lot of people, when we were saying, okay, today's the day to post it, even though Heather sends email reminders and posts in its event, and it reminds you if you put going are interested, a lot of people are like, oh, totally missed this. We'll totally miss out. If you're in the Sugar Cookie Marketing Group, you can see the events. You can put going. Facebook will give you a reminder. Sign up for the Wednesday newsletter. Heather sends you copy help and also lets you have a reminder there. So
also the podcast. Also, I send 2 email reminders. Also, like us on Facebook and Instagram because I put reminders in. Again, I'm trying to reach you. The algorithm only lets me reach so far. And then in April, we have a fun one. Corey just kind of came up with the name. I liked it. We're going to Pipe a Park. So April is spring. We want to do a collab. So you're going to turn a park. However, we'll come up with more inspo
Here's
for that.
what my idea, not necessarily a park. I want you to just take a flower cookie cutter and you're going to hold it at the park as if like in front of the park. And you're going to feature the park. And this is a local marketing
So the
realm.
collab is create a floral. Which
Just
is
a flower.
easy, right?
Yeah,
Come
easy
on, guys.
breezy.
We're in April. And then you take it to the park and you're going to tell your audience about this local park
So
you like.
What it does is ties you to your local area. 1, it creates a relationship. Like, oh, I've been to that park. I know what she's talking about. Oh my goodness, my kids grew up going to that park.
It's going to resonate with your audience. The people who are new to your area, who are looking for parks, maybe we should call it Pipe a Peony. But I'm going to call it Pipe a Park because we're still going to a park, but you're going to pipe a peony.
And there's different parks. If you go to the playground park, if you go to the splash pad park, if you go just to the walking park.
What are you feeling?
Burke Lake, but Leesylvania is really close.
Leesylvania has a train.
And it has the walking areas.
It does.
So there's so many options. The little one with the flowers for the bee park, that they built by, Tackett's Mill. That would be a good one for a flower because there's
tiny park.
But it has the giant. It's a walking trail.
You can also do a dog park.
You can do a dog park, yes. So there's so many things. Cute.
So we'll do that one. The AI collab is on March 20th, and the Pipa Park is going to be on Peppa Pig. I'm sorry. The Pipa Park is going to be on the April 17th. I'll have more information about that. Upcoming events. What's Popping Con is in 8 weeks. Corey and I will be the closing speakers for that. We'll be talking about popping from the competition. Actually, dealing with price objections. So kind of handling that, which is great because that applies to every baker. What's Popping Con is hosted by
Daisy Makes,
who is a sponsor of this podcast. Cookie Con is in 18 weeks in the heart of Orlando in June.
Ooh.
End of June.
At least it's better than July.
July and about it being in July. And the venue blending is in 40 weeks. I can't believe I said that. Major holidays coming. Today is Mardi Gras and Ramadan. So I'll be booting those from the calendar countdown.
Isn't it Chinese New Year also, I believe?
Lunar
New Year's.
Yeah, I know. A lot of things hit on the February 17th. St. Patrick's Day is in 4 weeks. So if you're teaching a St. Patrick's Day class, now would be the time. April Fool's Day, not a big seller, but people like to make their little brownies or their deviled eggs. Or I would love it one day if you did a vegetable tray, but it was in cookies.
Oh, I like that.
That's so funny.
Yeah, that's cool.
Easter is in 7 weeks. It actually falls at the beginning of April this year instead of the last week. So keep that in mind if you're planning. Last year we had a lot of flexibility between these holidays, and now we've lost 3 weeks in runtime. Yeah. And then Teacher Appreciation Week, which is a decent seller, is in 11 weeks. I am
going to be doing that. Absolutely. It's my
selling,
favorite.
Are you also going to be giving Archer's teacher a bribe? I mean, a cookie?
Well, someone did reach out for a donation.
A donation.
So I did say yeah to the donation. So, but
can they see my snake in the video?
I don't know. It's a little blur.
I took his twig out, and now he's lost.
Yes, I think you can see it. I didn't know he was noodling up.
Yeah, he was opening his mouth a minute ago, and you didn't notice it. So you are going to be giving Archer's teachers?
Well, if I do the donation to other people's teachers, I might just do that donation. Okay. But I try to give something to his teachers.
Tomorrow's Archer's birthday, and Corey will be providing
pizza.
In
the past, I've made little goodie bags with a cookie that I've made, and the internet ripped me a new one last year and said I was dumb.
They really didn't like that for some reason.
How dare you embarrass him, you idiot mom. Art said he was not embarrassed, but then I said, do you want to do just pizza this year and make it easy? And he said, yeah.
Yeah, because anytime we make something at scale, 30 of it.
Oh, it was royal.
The price.
Twas royal.
The pizza's delightful.
And the pizza's delicious.
Moving on to the STL Me About It segment. This is sponsored by Cookie Design Lab. You can go to cookiedesignlab.com to sign up for their 7-day or year. I really do like it. I use it a lot. Use code TWINS at 15% to get 15% off. And you can get 15% off the 7 days.
I know.
I did sign up for the year, which I think got it for me for $100, but you could get that discount code there too.
Nice.
Very nice. Thank you so much. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 texting questions. Corey, which one is the lucky
winner? Give me number 4.
4. This is 281. It's Karen from Texas. Karen, send me an email at heather@sugarcookiemarketing.com in the next 7 days to claim your Cookie Design Lab month. If you already have Cookie Design Lab, she'll tack it on to the end of your membership.
Nice.
She says, howdy from Texas. It's Karen again. Congrats on episode 250. Weird thing, Apple Music shows it as episode 247. I wonder why.
Yeah, it was off on mine too.
I'll tell you why. Because there are episodes we do for the Venue Blending that get deleted.
Oh, I see.
Right.
I see
and then there's 2 actual half episodes that we never got deleted. It was when Meta did a big update, and then it was another half episode for something that was happening.
Did something I can't remember.
Yeah, so it actually is the 250th episode was last week, but we have 2 half episodes floating around in there.
I gotta thank Kim, Heather, and the crew
from Texas.
Yeah.
You guys floated us. I had run out of time. What was I doing that day? I had to go to a meeting.
And we were doing the bootcamp stuff.
Corey and I were like, we're out of time. And they decided to make up their own podcast.
What it tells me is me and you are creatures of habit. They had a list of things that we do. They're like, munch, get out, pop open a Diet Coke, Corey, stop tapping.
At the end of the day.
Yeah, they said at the end of the day. It was literally us to a T. It was fantastic. But they did have some marketing nuggets and know-hows throughout it, so I thought that was great.
Because they had 4 people on it, it was like a great way to see how people do things differently within a group. Right?
I think it was Donna and Ashley, and they were able to say like how they do things. And it was different from what we do, so I thought that was really good.
I like that. Next week, we'll actually have the finance guy.
Oh, nice.
They got sent an invite. So he's got a very specific name I'm supposed to call him. He has a lot of rules. I have none.
Yeah.
But he was like, oh, I'm obsessed with the cookie people. I would love to take their questions. So I'll actually be making a thread this week.
Oh,
and we'll
good.
give him some questions.
Good.
He'll answer what he can. He'll talk around what he can because when they're legally bound to
Yes.
not give you investment advice. But he can talk about retirement planning and stuff like that. So some other questions. I thought this one was funny. Seeing it's the Olympics yet again, if you could compete in one of the disciplines, what would it be? Not saying you have to actually be good at the sport, but what would you enjoy the most?
Curling. That they're just gliding across.
Did you see Canada cheated
What?
in the curling?
Oh, I did not see.
He
How
gave
did
it a
they
little
cheat?
boink, a little boop.
Oh, you
He I don't know what the rules are. I just was reading the TikTok caption.
They're not on ice. Are they on ice?
Yeah, but
Whatever their shoes are not skate shoes, but they're sliding. And it looked like a blast to just slide.
I think it must be harder than
They were
the
sliding to their
Olympics.
friends to say something, sliding back to the little curl, cleaning. I'm great at cleaning. Swiffer. I Swiffer all the time. I'd
That's a
Swiffer
whole
that
other
guy right
Swiffer.
over there. I don't know the rules, and I don't know booping someone
I think
else's
you got it.
thing.
No, he booped his own. He gave it a little gumsh.
Okay, gumsh. But when it gets to the end, there's already everyone's little circles there.
But I think he felt like it needed more power to get to the end. So he thrusts it. But
Are
then
you
a
trying
little,
to get in the center of the target?
The TikTok didn't go beyond the cheating allegations.
So,
I would do snowboarding. I would not win anything, but I would have fun failing.
do you think you could catch some air right now with what you know about snowboarding? A little air without
I've done
falling.
a jump.
Did you fall?
You have to lean forward.
Did you lean forward?
I did.
And you fell or no?
All I could think about is my insurance does not cover broken bones.
I know.
I think if I had full coverage insurance, like boo boo baby, here's a band-aid.
I think
I
these
could take
people
more
are
risk.
committing to the bit.
If you, in snowboarding, the more scared you are, the more it affects your posture and the more you fail. So it's a
Yeah.
weird thing. Like to snowboard, you have to lean forward, especially on the East Coast where it's mostly ice. You have to lean forward. But leaning forward feels like you're going to face plant. So a lot of people tend to lean back, but that's causing you to face plant on the other side. So have I gotten air? Does 2-inch kiss count? If so, I have.
I have skied, and I try not to do the pizza thing because people are so rude to the pizza people because I know it stops you from going fast. But if you don't, you're just flying.
But do you know how you burn speed
You do
off?
sheesh,
Yeah,
sheesh,
you turn.
sheesh.
Turn
Yeah.
and burn speed. Turn and burn.
Turn and
Turn
burn.
and burn. If you just want to bomb the hell, you're going to be in for a world of hurt.
The people who fly off, like their bodies they go up a hill. And it's how far they fly.
Oh, that's
off.
insane to me. Did
You'd
you
just
see
be
that guys
trusting.
with the leaf blowers that were clearing? They had a team of people that clear that ramp because it's snowing because they're in the Alps or whatever. So they were like 1, 2, 3, clear, and they're all holding these leaf blowers blowing heat at the ramp, but they're doing it in they should have won an award.
Oh, and yeah, great job.
Choreographed leaf blowing. I would have voted.
I felt sad for the boy ice skater
He's actually from Fairfax.
who fell.
Did you know he's from there?
I did not. I went to give him a
Quad
little
guy.
hug.
I know.
Quad
It seems
guy.
sad.
He was so sad on his face. But I was like, you did a fantastic job. No one else could have done that.
And that girl who's very popular, she was in the skis and she
Yeah.
had Achilles, or she had a surgery 3 weeks ago, so she still could compete, but then she got in a massive accident,
Oh, I didn't see
a crash. And Ashley Vaughn,
that. I've heard the name.
they said the screams in the background
Oh,
of the
my
newscaster a little
goodness.
bit. They had to medevac her out.
I think everyone did a fantastic job.
You all are winners in our heart. I
I
didn't
know.
watch any of it outside of TikTok, but I loved y'all.
Yeah.
Okay, another question I have. This is actually from Amalia from Cookie Design Lab, but she has a marketing question. So she said, hi, it's Amalia with Cookie Design Lab. So please, if I win, gift the money to somebody else. A 2026 goal of mine is to start a blog for my bakery's website, and the snowstorm gave me time to write. She's in the same area as us, so she's got the snowcrete issue. My initial plan was to post once a month, yay for low and achievable goals, but now I have several written. Square, my website provider, doesn't allow me to schedule new posts, but it will allow me to change the publication date to later. So should I just post one entry a day, or should I post multiple and then go change the date so it looks like I posted once a month? My thinking is more content equals more for the web crawlers to help with SEO, which is why I started the blog. Plus, this way I don't forget to post and that section of my website doesn't look as bare. But if I post them all at once, then there's a flurry of new content instead of the regular updates, which I think also helps with SEO. What would you do? Thanks, twins. I'm going to say if you guys can't schedule posts, just post them all at once.
The only person who's ever looking at a timestamp is probably your competitor. It's not necessarily where a lot of people are ending up. it's great to get your website to show up in searches, but they're not necessarily going to end up in, you want to end up in search terms like,
Yeah. So basically what Corey's trying to say is when you write content now, today, the crawler has more access to it to find it. It takes months. It could take up to a year for the content to really rank. But it can be found now and it can start doing its work over there. Now, when somebody Googles a search term and they end up on your blog, great, you got a click.
Sure.
The timestamp thing is kind of more for your end user, but I don't find a lot of people are like, you know what, I really want cookies today. Let me go place an order, but first let me check the blog.
Yeah. If I was looking to write a blog post about the Winter Olympics, timestamps matter.
So sorry.
Because I'm like, did this happen yet or is it happening? When was this blog created? Because if I'm looking up rules for the Olympics 2026, the time frame matters there. On your blog about places to go for Valentine's Day in Northern Virginia, because I know she's local to us, that timestamp does matter as far as the year goes, not necessarily the day of.
Okay. Summer vendor markets you'll not want to miss. I would probably post that in March. I wouldn't post that in October. But even if you post it in October, people would apply it to the next following year. So something to keep in mind. I would be focused on more content is king, be less worried about when the content is posted as far as the timestamp. Like you said, you have a bunch written now, post those. And then hopefully you can stay with your one a month and then the timestamp will catch up to you. So it sounds like you'll be good either way. I'd post that now. Last question. Howdy from Texas. It made me so happy that y'all already used my Twintellect suggestion for.
Yes.
Very fun. That was a cute idea. I have a very interesting tidbit this week. Anyways, my question this week is about scheduling content. I usually just use the Canva scheduler, but I'm not in love with it. So I recently switched to using Meta Business Suite, which is Facebook Planner. I like it better, but I wonder if there's something on there that might be better and hopefully free. Love hearing from y'all every week, and I'm glad to survive the snowcrete. Is that a real thing? Texans don't know nothing about snow. Snowcrete is the first time we've ever experienced it.
The worst thing.
It's still here.
It. Yeah.
I would say if I had to choose between 2 feet of snow or snowcrete, I'd now choose 2 feet of snow.
Would. As far as the planners go, I will say a lot of them have gone paid. And it's a lot of third-party things, and a lot of people will speculate on if you don't use Meta's things, do they suppress things like reach? Because you've attached it to a third-party-ish thing. Meta will never say yes or no. But I would say you are, as the freest and the bestest version is Meta Business Planner.
I don't know. I could give you a recommendation of something that's free that's better.
Yes.
Most people who don't use Facebook Planner, it's because they want to post to an unsupported network. So Meta Facebook Planner is only posting to Facebook and Instagram and community groups. You can't use it to schedule to TikTok. I would still stick with Facebook Planner. I really like all the options it gives us these days.
Yeah, and I would say the content you're posting to Instagram, if you're trying to post to TikTok, those don't go together. That content doesn't do well over there.
So I'll be curious where you're trying to schedule to that's not there. If it's LinkedIn, that's just different content as well.
It's all different. So Threads isn't going to necessarily be so photo
Threads you
heavy.
can schedule now.
Yeah, but it's not going to necessarily look the same as TikTok. So having those, using Meta for Meta is going to be the best bang for the buck, I think.
If you guys are wondering, I found a lifetime deal. I like those. Every once in a while I hit. And I use FeedHive. I'm not sure
we used Hootsuite at one time. It got very expensive.
Hootsuite went corporate. Yeah. They went like, hey, we want commercial. We don't want you tiny little business. It was like $79 a month. I couldn't make myself do it. Not when Meta is free. So I actually haven't used the Canva scheduler, but I do use the Meta Facebook Planner. And then to schedule posts in the Facebook group as an admin, I use just the Facebook group scheduler, which I use that one probably most extensively. I like being able to format stuff. Sponsors. Thank you so much for the sponsors. Without the sponsors, there is no podcast. Cookie Design Lab. Use code TWINS for 15% off. And thank you so much. If you text into 571-556-5644, you could get that for free.
Yeah.
Might as well try it. Somebody's got to win. Baking Me Crazy. Use code Favorite Twins for 10% off. That is a supply shop. So if you're thinking, ooh, it's that time of year where I need to freshen up my reserves because Valentine's Day wiped you out, now would be the time. Bakety Bake. Corey and I were talking about that massive, 1,000 pound bag of it. Bakety Bake, use code TWINS to save 10% off, but they now have a 1 pound, 5 pound, and 25 pound bag, and then the little samples.
Yeah.
Which Corey was saying she gives them away at cookie classes. What's popping, Con? Is we talked about it. It's in 2 months, and use code TWINS to save $25 on that. I think they're pre-selling their tickets now at an early bird price, so don't sleep on that. Primera Eddie, the edible ink printer, we talked about that in the AI collab, and that'll be very interesting content. Like, you send that to me. Eddie is a direct-to-food printer. They don't run deals, but they are a really cool machine that opens up a lot of opportunities, especially with the advent of AI-generated inspo.
Yeah.
We lost, I think we're losing him because of...
Battery?
It might be the memory card. I don't know. I got to think about it. He's recording in 4K, so I can kind of zoom in on your face.
I have loved my Eddie, the edible food printer, for just... I looked at my airbrush and cleared out a bunch of it. I actually donated some airbrush machines to another local bakery who does a lot of classes because I don't use it no more. I just use Eddie, the edible food printer, as just my bastion.
Very easy to press print.
It is.
It's very easy, and it's edible ink. That's the cool part about it.
I know.
And it's like, imagine any graphic you can put on a cookie. So you're kind of limited with the airbrush.
Yeah.
To stuff
you have to get a stencil.
Press.
The stencils are super expensive,
and the stencils can't be too intricate without losing the detail.
Yeah.
But the Eddie is like as intricate as you want.
Yeah.
And then last but never least, Boss Nutrimil. If you use code Sugar Cookies at checkout, you get $20. We get $20. The world is happy.
Easy, but easy.
Do you have a Twinterest?
A Twinterest. What's your Twinterest?
My Twinterest. I'm moving. I'm a mountain mama. I'm just moving with a state line, but still counts. My Twinterest is, wow, now I know why people hate buying houses.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous. I've never felt so judged and treated like an adult little kid in my life.
An open wound and someone looking.
Everyone's typing in acronyms, and I am actually. I created a thread with AI, and I said, I need you to interpret half of this stuff. I don't understand what I'm reading. And it was like, of course, AI is like, you're doing your best, little girl, but everyone else is like, you idiot. So that is my Twinterest. It is cheaper to live in West Virginia than it is to live in Virginia.
It is by a long shot.
The property taxes, the cost of living. My auto insurance is half priced.
They don't have a bag tax on grocery bags.
I think you don't even have bags in West Virginia. So anyway, everyone's been going out there because I've never bought something in my life, but and everyone's been real southern
very
about
nice.
It's not southern. It's north actually.
Very nice.
But it's very fun.
We brought in our Virginia hospitality to West Virginia.
I'll let you know. My family does not care to go visit this house. They want this chips and salsa place across the street.
They are.
On Friday, Ashton, her husband, are helping me move my snakes, unfortunately, for everybody involved.
Yes.
And I was like, yeah, and you guys can just drop it off and head on out. And she was like, we'll be getting chips and salsa.
She doesn't want to go to the one across the place. She wants to go to the one down the road.
Yes. So that is my Twinterest, the wild and wonderful world of mortgage and interest rates. Wire fraud, never heard that word so much in my life.
Yeah.
There's a lot of words. There's a lot of papers. But I did choose a real estate agent by a Google search.
I know.
And she had an updated listing. She had a picture of her face.
And she had
great reviews.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I hate to say it, even though you could buy reviews, I'm still a consumer at the end of the day.
My Twinterest is my baby is turning 16
Corey's
tomorrow.
having a midlife crisis.
He'll fly the roost. He can fly. Do I think he'll fly?
He can't drive from the roost. He never got that pass.
I don't think he'll fly the roost at 18. But he could if he wanted to. I know I did.
Is he doing college? Are you forced into college? Is college an option? Are you doing vocational school?
I said you could do a trade or a college.
But you have to do
and I'll assist you there.
Oh.
If you don't choose any of those, you'll be assisting yourself with whatever job you can get.
Interesting. Yeah, so Corey's having a bit of a minute. She keeps saying, I can't believe he's turning 16 tomorrow.
Yeah.
What things can he do? What do you get any other than driving? Is there anything else? Can you work? Can you work?
You can at Chick-fil-A, I think.
Why does Chick-fil-A have small children working at it? What is the loophole there?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
16? That'd be good if he got a job at Chick. He actually wants a job at Subway because he loves Subway.
I don't think you can be that age, though.
I don't know how the age thing works.
Yeah, I don't know. I was asking. He loves to say he wants to drive, doing nothing to do driving.
How old do you have to be to work at Chick-fil-A? What do you think?
I'd love to get a little discount.
Seems it's also state specific, but Chick-fil-A commonly hires team members as young as 14 or 15 in many locations, though minimum age requirements vary by franchise operator and by state, with 16 being the more common minimum age in some areas.
I was thinking,
get me a chicken
getting him a job at Chick-fil-A, and on the way back from school, I'd drop him off. Chick-fil-A is really close to my house.
Why did you let me teach him how to drive?
He does not. He's not showing want is the issue.
Not. He's actually showing panic.
Yeah, panic.
I've been trying to apply some pressure, peer pressure. And I told him he really, really, really likes my cat.
Yeah.
And I said, I really, really need somebody to watch my house and cat. If you could drive to the hills of West Virginia and have full access.
It's also a hard area to learn to drive in. People are not kind to new drivers.
You get him out there.
No,
he just needs to go to the chips and salsa place if he had to. I don't really think
I know. I'm working. Me and you, I'll tell you the story. Me and Heather, twins, bonded at birth, done everything together, shared everything. We're standing at the DMV trying to take our driver's test. The thing in the DMV in Virginia, I'm not sure it's everywhere, you cannot miss any of the first 10 questions. It's an automatic fail.
Also, this has been, almost 20 years ago, 25 years ago.
Yeah.
So who knows what they're doing these days?
Who knows what they're doing now? Okay, so the one question, and if I could remember, everyone has answered it incorrectly when I asked them. It was the most vague, weird question. And of course, I get it and I fail it. It says,
It's a first question. It was, what's your
Go
name?
sit down. Shoot, what?
So Corey looks at me.
I whispered to Heather, I failed. Thinking in solidarity she would fail as well. She did not.
Yeah.
She's like, that sucks to be you. And then I had to go sit down and I said, Mommy, I failed.
Lest you worry, she figured it out and she drives today. So Corey's twin interest is having a midlife crisis and mine is having a mountain mama midlife crisis. Our twin intellect. Here's my interesting twin intellect. And I know Corey didn't think about this week, but I did.
I have one.
Listening to a doc. Oh, let's hear it.
No, you go ahead.
Okay. Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's?
It's that funky grocery store. We have a lot of them.
I don't have one near me.
No, they don't. If you want them to be there, they don't go. If you have a really bad parking situation, they suddenly appear.
Yeah.
Trader Joe's is owned. Okay, back in the 60s, these two brothers in Europe started a grocery store out of Germany. But when one wants to sell cigarettes and one doesn't.
Okay.
So they break up the brothers. Their last name, the Aldi brothers.
No way.
One takes his grocery store to America, the Aldi we know it today, and the other one stays in Germany and Europe, expanding. They're both expanding. Everyone loves these little grocery stores. But the German guy buys Trader Joe's in 1972. So Trader Joe's is owned by Aldi Germany. Europe.
Oh, funny.
But Aldi, not Germany, is the other brother that didn't want to sell cigarettes. Yeah, so Aldi US is the brother who doesn't own Trader Joe's. So Trader Joe's is owned by Aldi, but not the one we can go to.
So can you buy cigarettes at Trader Joe's?
I don't think you can buy anything at Trader Joe's. I don't think they have cigarettes. But you buy cigarettes at Trader? Can you buy them at like a Giant?
I don't know.
No, Trader Joe's does not sell cigarettes. The company, which is owned by Aldi Nord, does not carry tobacco as part of their product selection, a practice stemming from their corporate history, which is
they didn't
the
need to have a disagreement.
Yeah, but the brother who did come to the U.S., not Aldi Nord, the other Aldi guy, he sells cigarettes. Can you buy cigarettes at Aldi?
I don't know if you can buy them at a grocery store
Aldi
anymore.
US? Let's see. No, you can't buy them. The chain stemming from a historical split over the issue does not stock tobacco to prevent theft and maintain its efficient, low-cost business model.
They didn't need to have a fight. And you could have failed the driver's test. And we could have been sisters for life. Sisters.
You cannot buy cigarettes in any Aldi or Trader Joe's. Even the other guys. They all ended up with no.
That is what I'm saying.
Crazy.
Okay, my twin intellect. What would you do? Thursday, I go to the gym with a black jacket that I love.
This has been Corey's issue.
Okay, Thursday, I go to the gym with a black jacket that I love. In the locker rooms, the ladies' locker rooms, they have hangers for jackies. Because if you get a little locker and you don't have a lock, someone could put their stuff in your stuff. I don't know. No. I don't feel like a jacket needs to take up a locker room space.
Okay.
It just needs to be hanging. On Thursday, I go to leave. My Jackie is no longer there. This has been
Corey's fixation. In between her midlife crisis, it's been this story.
Okay, someone took my jacket. Easy, Bo Breezy. We have snowcrete outside. It's cold. I'm sure someone mistaken it as their own jacket. Okay.
Because I want to let you know, this jacket is nothing to want.
It's nothing to want. But I liked it.
Okay.
And I want it back. Okay, so I just go tell the front desk, hey, someone's took my jacket. It's black, like many other jackets. It's got black fur around the top and a lot of snot rags in the pocket. That's all I knew how to say. Okay, my husband's a cop, so he goes out and he's like, I want to see the footage. I want to see who took this jacket.
Okay.
Okay, so they did get in contact with the lady who took the jacket. She took it on Thursday. It's been freezing every day since. She finds out she took it and does not bring it back when she finds out she took someone else's jacket. Okay. Would you hold on to someone else's jacket that long? Or would you bring it back as soon as you knew someone took your jacket?
As a maximum one day or at the gym a week or type person myself, I would not make a special... I would not take somebody else's jacket, but... I'm saying maybe she only comes once a week.
Okay, but my issue is now it's becoming your smells of your home.
I do.
Or your kids are stepping on it in the car. Or your kid spittled up on it. Or you have the flu. Now my jacket no longer is my jacket.
Right.
It's a shared jacket.
Let's say she brings it back this week. You keeping it?
Yeah, I'm going to wash it now.
It needed to have been washed this whole time.
Okay, but it was not there on Saturday. It was not there on Sunday. It was not there on Monday.
Okay.
Now this jacket... We're practically in spring. Before I'll get my jacket back.
I did a Lord works in mysterious ways on this one. I think the Lord is like,
I don't need a jack. I need a jack.
You have jackets. You're wearing one currently.
I don't like the thing on the wrist of this one. I like the other.
Well, so what are you going to follow up?
So Nate was like, my husband, it just takes one warrant and then the police will show
for a jacket.
Give me it back. When you found you took it, you should have driven it back.
Maybe she needed it more than you did.
No, she didn't even wear it out. She put it under her arm.
Maybe she was doing you a favor and destroying the
I want my jacket back. It wasn't an expensive jacket. It was a Target jacket.
So there you go. That is Corey's. Should she press charges? Please vote.
I was saying,
please text into the podcast if Corey should arrest a lady.
Would you have brought a jacket back as soon as you knew you took someone else's clothing? What if that was my
other day?
Jacket?
I was telling Dee and Gams a story. The other day, Mom comes over. She needs to go. She's, they hang out on Thursdays. She buttons up from the bottom of the jacket to the throat, like full on locked in jacket. Yes. Leaving. And Summer's like, that is not your jacket. That's Aunt Dee's jacket. And Dee laughed. And she's like, but like your mom, like that wasn't, they were both black jackets.
Yeah.
But like they were not related at all.
For sure. I think the jacket was taken on accident.
I think we should give her 2 concurrent life sentences for taking
It's not been returned on purpose. It's my fault.
So what's your next move?
The manager said, please, ma'am, just give her a chance to bring it back.
I saw his voice to text message Corey sent it to me. It was discombobulated, but it was like, please don't sentence her to death for the jacket. I really feel like we can get it back, but if not, we'll write a warrant. It was something that got real aggressive. If not, we'll contact the non-emergency case line.
The problem is the gym cannot have word going around that things are being stolen. They're already hemorrhaging people from the
Where is the jacket hung that everyone could get to it?
There's hangers in the room for jackets.
In my gym, it's like, hey, listen, if it gets stolen, that's not on us. We told you to bring a lock. You had a little free locker if you wanted it, but that's on you if it goes
missing.
It
says nothing's on them. Here's the thing. They know that groups change the trajectories. If I went into a group, like, I know Gold's Gym can't do anything about my jacket, but it was stolen at this location. They do not want that. They don't want that. And that is why that man does not want me to breathe word.
Please keep us abreast.
If my breasts are out in the cold, I don't know what I'm going to do.
There's a good talk to Corey's right hand that she's accidentally struck.
I am unfettered and sad about this loss. It had my only pair of gloves inside.
That was the disappointing part, and I will side with you on that one.
Thank you. The gloves, like even if she put her hands, the gloves aren't hers either.
I cannot.
Here's my issue. What if my keys were in there to the house?
Well,
I'd still not be in there.
Oh, press.
Then I'd have to press charges to get back into my house. So just vehemently pretend the keys are in there and bring me back my jacket.
She was like, there ain't no keys in here. Girl, I would have taken it twice as fast.
So then did she intentionally take the jacket?
Having witnessed what the jacket looked like, so I would say there's no intention there. Okay, kids, we're going to cut you loose. We'll see you next week with our guest speaker.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Okay.